Hey Jay, it's Doug. So this is the stove, this is the F100 that we're looking at, discussing, whatever the case may be. So there's a few things here. I believe that this perhaps is probably a universal. I looked at the instructions and stuff. There's a dripless and another type of adapter. But in any event, I think that this is probably off an F4 because it's not stamped. All it says is F. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can put a gasket and stuff clearly in there, and everything else, but it's too big. I mean, it will work, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing one. But anyway, so I think what we're doing here, I think we're looking at probably 3 or 4 stoves, and the reason it makes me think that is because this is the back, and it's stamped 2006. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is this here, and then there's, I don't understand this here situation. Like, there's cement all over the base, and I don't know if somebody tried to put this together before me, or what, or maybe this was a service call thing, and we had to go out at one point in time, probably change out the base on another jotul, this color and stuff, because I can't see it leaving the jotul factory. I mean, that wouldn't pass QC, having that big ugly gob of cement across the base. But then there's other things, like this here front piece of the stove is actually new. Like, there's no soot, there's no nothing to it, but yet down here, this is all chipped up and beat up and stuff. So it's just weird, and of course, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I mean, this is new. Clearly these 3 panels, the 2 sides and the back, is not new, but I think the base is new. But then, there's these clumps of cement, so I'm confused, from an investigation point of view, how or what. Because there's excessive cement on here that I'm sure didn't come from the factory. And then, like, down here, this here bolt hole, it's actually full of cement. So I'm going to have to buy, re-drill out the cement and buy a tap and re-tap the treads so that, we can ensure structural integrity in the back panel. Like this here piece is the front. This is the ear inlet and stuff. And I mean, this is excessively used, more than the actual fire chamber parts, and then this is the top of the fire chamber. I mean, that's new too, right? But then you look at the door, and the glass is chipped over there. Of course, you lose pins. I made up a pin last night, and I got to get some brass washers, because it's softer steel and makes for a nicer door opening, right? Gasket stuff. Remember our friend Jim Kenny? I went and did that smash and grab there Friday or yesterday. So I managed to get some, some gasket from that unit. So I don't, we're not going to have gasket issues. This is clearly new, and this goes in the front of the front chamber. So anyway, putting it all together and stuff, this is what I'm thinking. We're dealing with probably three or four stoves of miscellaneous parts and stuff. But I do think that it's all here, and it's complete and stuff, and it does fit together once I get this cement issue rectified. I'm sure it'll fit together, half sensible, and then I can just worry about the finish, because some of it's used, some of it's not used, and it's kind of a whole bunch of different shades and colors, sort of thing, right? And I mean, we wouldn't want to go with paint. How would we ever find this paint anyway? This jotul charcoal gray paint to do that with. I'm sure we could get the little pill bottle type little small one, but I mean, that's not what this requires, right? But anyway, we'll see. I'm going to put it together anyway. It's got to go together. Either I do it, Evan does it, whatever. So I'll put it together, maybe run it, see if it'll meet my requirements over there. I gotta move my desk, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, bud, thanks.